What's going on? Charles Botensten here. We go live every single day with crazy hair or not crazy hair like we have today. So, this is going to be probably one of the better ones that you're going to listen to based on the fact that I go through this all the time. Let's get this a little bit higher. There we go. A little live stream adjustment. There we go. I'll give you an example. I'll start off with two examples. All right. So I was down in Austin, Texas, and in Austin, Texas, I was at a real estate event. So the server that I was with was asking me, he's like, oh, what do you do? I was talking about real estate and everything else. And then he goes into, the passion that he has. And, I have multiple passions. When I'm playing hockey, the passion is there. I'll turn down the music. The passion is there. When I'm at work, my passion is building out the business. When I'm here, this is my passion right now. So it's multiple passions. Number one. Number two is he went into his core passion. My core passion is to get better every single day. That's my core passion. And then from there, everything else sprouts out. The business better, the body better, the mindset better, everything better, okay? And this is the thing is, I just want to make sure we're on Wi-Fi. Okay, great. Is that he went to his core passion and he was talking about that he's a video editor. I said, oh, what kind of videos? He was like, well, I haven't started yet. I was like, oh, are you studying it? He goes, no. I'm like, what are you waiting for? He looks like he's like 24, 25, at least out of school. Even if he didn't go to school, he's still 24, 25. He's not a young kid. And he's working at the restaurant, the hotel restaurant, which I don't know how much you're going to make, but you're probably going to make $30,000 to $40,000. Austin, Texas, obviously, isn't as expensive. Yes, people that are in Austin, Texas, there are parts that are very expensive, understandable. And I went into it, and we kept on bantering back and forth, and he said, yeah, the reason I haven't gotten into it is that I don't have the right equipment. I was like, what are you talking about? And he goes, I need a really good computer because video editing is big processor speed and obviously a lot of memory and things like that. I said, okay, yeah, understandable. He goes, I need the right camera, and I need the clients and I need the right connection and obviously the Wi-Fi. And he just went into this bullet point diatribe list of that. You could see that he cycled this through his mind. All right, this comes on the heels of this morning's post on Instagram. This morning's post on Instagram, which was, do you feel that do you ever have the feeling that you're not doing as good or doing as much as you can in life? That was this morning's post, and obviously people have responded crazy because no one's willing to talk about that. We're willing to show our great body, but we're not going to talk about our finances. Or we're willing to show our Lamborghini, but we're not going to talk about our relationships. Or we're willing to show that our business is doing incredible, but I'm going through a divorce. Understandable. We don't have to put that stuff out there. But we also can't say that our entire life is bushy-tailed and bright-eyed. Okay, that's the thing is that there's going to be a point where, and I actually have a blog post about this, is that, and I'm going to get into the crux of why I'm talking about this, is that when you add time to things, that is where the insecurity comes from. Okay, when you add time to going to the gym for the first time, when you add time to actually doing what you want. Okay, and before I continue, let's just go into this. I could easily say, wake up at 5, go to the gym at 6, or wake up at 6 and go to the gym at 7, or wake up at 7 and go to the gym at 8. I don't really give a shit, okay? That's the practical mindset, okay? That's Googleable, okay? What I'm doing is no different than anyone else that's doing what I'm doing. Nothing. We're all doing the same thing, and it's all on Google, okay? That's the thing. That's the thing, is that the practical advice, that's why maybe Gary's moved into the mindset. That's why Tony Robbins has only worked on the mindset. When you go to his business mastery, then he starts talking about practical advice, which is obviously if you have a ratio of sales to marketing, this is probably the lead generation you're gonna get. This is probably the revenue you're gonna get. And if you're returning 20%, that's really good. If it's 10%, that's low margins. That's all practical advice. That's all Googleable. Okay, and that's the thing is that if that's all I was missing in life is that I always thought when I get new shoes, when I get a new apartment, when I live by myself, I always kept on saying that when I live by myself. Okay, great, Charles, you lived by yourself in the East Village. Did anything change? No. So it's all about the mindset. That's why I'm focusing on the mindset. So this guy is talking about he needs the right equipment. He's adding time to doing it. Do you know how I'm doing this Facebook Live? By the way, yesterday was the first time that I went back and actually looked at the quality because I was thinking, man, I think I should upgrade the quality of the video and things like that. And then I went back. The ease of actually going Facebook Live trumps right now the actual quality. This is the thing, is as long as you have good audio, there's no point. This is what I told the guy in Austin, Texas. I was like, there's no point in you not starting, okay? Who cares what kind of machine you have? I had a MacBook Air. Okay, yeah, it's going to take a little bit longer, but then that's why you work your ass off and you put all your money into a new computer. And then once you put all your money into a new computer, then you get a new camera, then you get a new microphone. The shit doesn't happen. Okay, I'm filming this on an iPhone. Okay, obviously, it's the easiest thing that you could do. And then I went on. There's Mevo. There's webcams. In the webcams, maybe the quality is a little bit better. Maybe it's 1080p instead of 720. Maybe the audio is a little bit better. Honestly, I have an external microphone right here. I have no idea if it's good or not. But honestly, this isn't my main business. Okay, and I could easily say, until I get the right equipment, until I have the right setup, I'm not going to start. Okay? Until I get all of the information, I'm not going to make sales calls. That's exactly what I was. That's exactly where I was. Until I get all the information, until I get my clothes right and my body right, I'm not going to start talking to girls. This is all I said. And today's post, just literally, and I'll give you another example. So my sister, if you don't follow her, it's Botes on the Go on Instagram. BOTES, everything like that. BOTES on the go. BOTES on the go. Yeah, Botes on the Go. She's on Instagram. She quit her job probably 3 years ago. She made a ton of dough. She made it on, 38 years old, just worked her ass off, saved, bought a house, everything. But she's single. She wasn't married. She probably went through, a quarter life crisis. When you're 38, you're going to live to at least 100, and she's very healthy. So she's going to at least live past 100, like 100 healthy years, not like my fucking knee hurts. Sounds great. Video call. Yeah. People get carried away with worrying about that shit. It's easy to say. That's the thing. That's where I was last year and the year before. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to talk about personal development. But I wasn't fucking living it. I wasn't living the eating, the lifestyle, the scheduling, I am now literally recording what time I get into the office. I want to know, so my schedule is to a T. Why? Because I need to get 1% better. I'm already making the sales calls. I'm already going live. I'm already trying to build up the personal brand so that I can do speaking engagements, which then, kind of spreads the message that I'm trying to get to. I'm not going to be a Tony Robbins or a Grant Cardone where I rely on this. Okay, I'm probably going to be more like a Gary Vaynerchuk, which is I throw out a book maybe once every 4 years. Okay, but the thing that I've noticed is for 10 years of my life, I literally needed to know all of the information before doing anything, before starting anything. I needed to know. Here's an example. Before starting the business, maybe that's a little bit different. Before starting a business, you need to know a little bit, okay? You can't just fucking go out there and wing it, all right? There's too much competition, there's too much overhead, and you just start draining money. The problem was I did 50-50. What's going on, Chris? I did 50-50. So here's knowledge, here's action, okay? Most people, and then before I get into that, there was a girl yesterday, lovely girl. This is a perfect example of someone that is adding time, okay? So I don't consume social media. I post a lot, but I don't scroll through it. I have Facebook Eradicator, so it's not on my computer. I don't even give a shit about Facebook at all. And Instagram, maybe I'll do 3 swipes and I'll like a bunch of photos, but that's it. Because I understand, like, what's the point? I don't care what anyone else is doing. Honestly, that's really what it comes down to. I don't really give a shit. They're living an amazing life. Awesome. Okay, great. You're traveling to Thailand. Okay, fantastic. Good for you, buddy. So I was on Facebook yesterday, and the first post that came up was this girl that she did a Facebook Live. I'm not going to say her name, obviously, but this is the thing: is I became friends with her like 4 years ago, and 4 years ago she was at this Tony Robbins event, and I became friends with her before the Tony Robbins event. This is crucial, is that I became friends with her because she's attractive, she looks amazing, she's into personal development, literally she just checked all the boxes, goes to the gym, mindset, everything, meditates, all the 9 yards. So I pressed friend request, and she kept on showing up, and she has this big following, at least 100 likes every single post, which is crazy. And, she takes these beautiful photos. She has an amazing captions. People are like, I can't believe that. I totally agree. Then I saw her at a Facebook event. I saw her at a Tony Robbins event. And this is about 3 years ago. And I looked at her. I'm like, and I was almost said her name, Barbara. I was like, Barbara? She goes, yeah. And I'm like, oh, we became friends and everything else on Facebook. I follow your stuff. I really like it. And I remember walking away, and she was 3 things. Not as attractive, number 2, because there was a lot of filters. Number 2 is that she was very negative, just in person. And number 3 is she didn't give off a good vibe. On Facebook, everything is beautiful. Everything is amazing. So yesterday, this is crazy. Yesterday, she's doing a Facebook Live, and sure enough, she goes, my whole life, I had this big insecurity about the acne on my face, and that I quit my job, and I'm adding time, and that I have all these fears, and I'm not doing it. I'm 42, I'm not in a relationship, and she just went raw into, she goes, my finances are a complete mess, even though it looks like I'm traveling and having a great day. And I remember just thinking, like, number 1 is that's the way you should be putting it out, is not that raw, but don't say everything is beautiful. I don't know. I'm trying to get more vulnerable and more raw, because I think that's the only way to separate ourselves. Number 1. Number 2 is she started talking about adding time to things. She's 42. Okay? She's going to live to maybe 110, 120 years old, because she takes care of herself. Okay? Mindset-wise, she could be doing a little bit better. Okay? And that's really bad. But that really triggered me, which is, I look at all my friends at 33, you're pretty much in your habits, in your routine. What's going on, Erwin? You're pretty much in your habits, in your routine. And then fast forward 10 years, I started looking at my cousins. I'm 10 years younger than my cousins. Most of my cousins, 7, 8, 9, some of them, blah, blah, blah. I have a lot of cousins. I have a big family. But I remember looking at them like maybe 3 years ago and being like, do I want to have this life that they live, which is in the suburbs? They could be perfectly content. That's fine. But if you take time and you put it to everything, then you start saying, you know what, this is the way it is. And then you do the one word, S word, you start settling. You start settling. You settle. You start settling. I'll make my calls tomorrow. I'll write my notes tomorrow. I'll start my podcast tomorrow. I'll start the website tomorrow. And then you go to someday I'll, and then it becomes comfortable. And then you say, you know what, that it's too late now. It's in the past. It's in the past. And then you become fine with it. And then you justify it. I'm too old. It's not for me. It's because I'm blah, blah, blah. It's because of my family. It's because of something. And then you start justifying it. And then it makes sense. And then you feel good. Why? Because that's your ego. That's your ego. This is deep. This is deep shit that I finally have come to the realization in a multitude of my life of, okay, Charles, what about your relationships? Are you saying you don't care, but you really care? Are you adding time to it and not talking to that pretty girl that you saw about half an hour ago at the coffee shop? Yeah, you could have said she had her headphones in. Yeah, okay. Are you adding time to it? And then over time, no pun intended, you just start accepting it. You start accepting it. And that's it. You just start accepting it. You just accept this is the way it is. This is the way, this is my money, this is my finances, this is my relationship, this is how my kids are going to be, this is my living situation, and then you just don't change, okay? It is so easy to make money today. It's crazy. I sell all of my books back on Amazon and then rebuy books. So there's no point in saying, what books do you read? It's not about that. It's the habitual, consistent, every single day accountability, I'm going to keep on hammering it home. And I wrote something else, adding time to it. So I do that with a lot of things. I've noticed once you start actually scrutinizing where your time goes, because you spend it. Spending is money. Easy to make money. That went over my head. Yeah, it is. You know why it's easy? Because you have this, literally, you can make a video, if you have a cell phone, obviously you do, or an internet connection, which you do, you can just easily sell things that you already own, Or maybe, as Gary talked about, buy things that are inexpensive. This is what I did in college. This is how I got through college. I would buy things that were inexpensive on eBay at like 1 or 2 a.m. on Eastern Standard Time because nobody was up, nobody was bidding it. I would buy it for 100, not even, I didn't have that much money, like $10. And then I would resell it for like 25 at a prime time at like 7 or 8 p.m. Okay, so I would get it, I would pay the shipping, whatever, and I would net like $5 or $10. And in college, that's all I needed. That's all I needed. And then I would work my side job, which was fucking waitering. But that was the thing is, today, once you start scrutinizing your schedule, you just start saying, holy shit, I waste a lot of time. I waste a lot of time. I deleted the dating apps because I'm like, I'm wasting time going on these stupid dating apps. I've never went out with, maybe I've went out like 2 people, but you have to understand where this time is going that we have. And then the last thing I'm going to say with that is with that guy, the girl concluded I was a perfectionist. That's really what it comes down to, is that we need it to be perfect. We need it to be perfect. Okay, it's never going to be perfect. Seth Godin says, just ship it. What's his name? He wrote... do the work or something. Oh my God. Stephen Pressfield said it's resistance. That resistance, that's why I respect creators. People that put out a blog, people that create a video, people that write books, that speak, that put out original content. I'll give you 2 examples. You know, someone that like a Ty Lopez, you know, he puts himself out there. I don't follow everything, but I don't hate the guy. The guy's unethical, probably not. I have no idea. But you have someone like Evan Carmichael, this guy that's in Toronto, and he pretty much just correlates all the videos of personal development or top 10 rules or whatever. The guy's got 1.2 million followers. The thing is, you can't really monetize that as a speaker or something else. Yes, he has. He's written a couple books and everything else, but he's not an original creator. Okay, to be an original creator, someone that actually produces work, is hard. Why? Because you open yourself up to comments, to resistance. You know, I've talked to Erwin about this. I'll let you guys go after this. I talked to Erwin about this. I'm like, dude, why do you have someone else's photo? You know, put your photo up. But the thing is, you know, I have no idea why, or, you know, Erwin, you could talk to it, why you did it or didn't do it or things like that is, you know, opening yourself up, being vulnerable. Now the level is set. Now you have a different level. Okay? And that level is, you know what? I'm going to start doing Instagram stories. And then sure enough, once you start doing Instagram stories, you start doing Instagram posts. And once you start doing Instagram posts, maybe you have a blog. And then maybe once you have a blog, then you start having advertising or guest posts. And then from there, you say, you know what? I'm going to do video. And then you start doing video. You know, that's how it goes. It's going to take a while. You know, Gary's talked about patience. So adding time, literally, this is the last thing is, when I see old people, you know, Gary's talked about, you know, volunteering at a nursing home, which I 100% agree. You know, I was at one, you know, when my grandma was ill before she passed, and I just remember looking around, and I always, when I see someone, you know, I talked about, I'm writing my obituary, which was Monday's video, very powerful. When you hear someone saying, I'm writing my obituary, do you want to wait until that time? Do you really want to wait until that time? Till you're writing your obituary? This is the last thing that I'm going to culminate my life with. You know, that's crazy. What was your feeling when you... So I'll go into personal development really quick, is that this year, I'm going to finally embrace and pump out personal development on Instagram and Facebook. Because before, it was just this YouTube channel, and I knew people wouldn't find me here, and I was insecure about it. I was like, personal development, it's got that icky taste and that icky word, and like reading and getting better, and you know, it just has this stigma behind it. But now, I actually, you know what's funny? Now that I think about it, I think last night before I went to bed, so Gary Vaynerchuk wants to be known as the guy that built the biggest company and everyone was nice to each other. I want to be the guy that actually makes personal development cool. You know, Tony Robbins, he's a cool guy, but you know, some people are like, he's a little over the top. You know, I talk to people and they'll make fun of him. He goes, oh, that big tooth guy that takes boat rope to floss his teeth. You know, they make fun of his big teeth. He's got dentures and things like that. You know, there's a couple of things that, like, he puts out this perfection, which is unrealistic. You know, he puts out that he's got a beautiful wife, and which he does, and a good loving relationship. But the problem is, you look at, how did he raise his kids? Jarek, he's doing good. Probably, there's a couple things. The vulnerability. So I want to make personal development cool. That's like my legacy. Okay, that's not going to be where I actually make money. Yeah, maybe speaking engagements, whatever. But I'm not going to be on stage being like, take my $100 course or whatever. Maybe like 10, 15 years. You just start putting out like legacy material. I have no idea. But I could tell you right now is that this is the year where I'm going to feel, I would always add time to it. When I get 10,000 subscribers, when I get, 10,000 people follow me on Instagram, then I'm going to put it out. I myself is adding time to it. By the way, I've added time to everything, and that's why I'm making this video. It's as much for you as it is a wake-up call to me, is that, dude, you're 33, turning 33. You're turning 33, and it's like, it goes by that. Everyone says that. It goes by like that. It's April fucking, what, 5th? April 5th. We're 4 months into the new year. 4 months. We've already passed a quarter of the year. It's going to be 2019, then 2020, then 2021. The time is going to come. It's going to come anyway. It's like, what are you doing? What one step are we taking every single day? One step is listening to this, because I'm on the journey as well. I'm not sitting up here on a soapbox, and I never will. I'm not going to be up here on a soapbox. Everything's perfect. I'm single. I could be making a lot more money. I can have a lot more saved up. I want to have a lot more people working for me. These are all things that I want. But I'm not sitting here saying this is what I have when I don't. Okay? So this is the year that I'm actually going to add, I'm going to not add time, I should say, not add time to making the personal development, which I do every single day. Obviously, audio, podcast, YouTube, consuming all this kind of content and making it cool. The blog is happening. I'm going to bring it up on Instagram. I'm going to bring it up on BPI as well. We want to produce a lot of content, and that's the future. That's the future, is consuming then doing. I just consume for most of my time, and then I need to learn more. I need to learn more. How much more? I need the right script. It wasn't the right, I don't have the right manager. And I'm not saying that for you, Erwin. I said it at Platinum Properties, which was my first place. I said it, the only real place that I had a really good, I'll do it tomorrow, has been one of my favorite quotes for the years. Yeah. But it's not, see, we're thinking that we need to get to that 6-pack. We're not thinking just go to the gym. Just go to the pool. See you at the pool. That has to be my favorite quotes. See you at the pool. You don't feel like it? There's going to be a video that I'm pumping out on, I think, Monday. Actually, now I'm scheduling this in, which is the entrepreneur life. The entrepreneur life is oh, you're tired? Fuck you, bring in business. Okay. Entrepreneur life is, okay, oh, you're sick, or business, or the market isn't doing good? Fuck you, pay me. That's, what that's from? Goodfellas. That's how the mafia, they ran their business. They ran their business that way because they don't care. Your overhead doesn't care. The place that you have your MLS or your website or your clients, they don't care what's going on. They don't care. They don't care. So you have to get good enough where you're just fine with it. All right, so I'm gonna hop out for now. 9:38. By the way, I'll just let you know this pretty big piece of advice is that, or not piece of advice, but pretty big piece of news is that I'm not going to be going Facebook Live today. I'm going to try, because it really sucked up a lot of time. Just start and worry about the rest as it comes. So as Jordan Peterson talks, and I'll leave you guys with this, is as Jordan Peterson has said multiple times. And if you haven't read his book, grab the audio book, because actually reading the book, it's going to take you forever and you're probably going to give up. That's a fact. Okay, so the audio book, he talks in there, and he says, just tie your shoes. The one, it was, I think, a major or a lieutenant or whatever in the military. He said, just make your bed. Action is the hardest, but the most productive. Yeah, just make your bed, okay? Just show up at the office, okay? Show up at the office every single day. Just show up at the gym. It's going to happen, okay? Just showing up. Show up. I don't want to show up all the time. I don't want to wake up you saw the last 2 nights, or last 2 mornings. I woke up at like 5:17 and then 5:15, So what's the name of what? So the 2 things is the was the guy. He gave a commencement speech. Just look up military commencement speech or something. Oh, the book. No, 12 Principles of Life. That's Jordan Peterson's book. It's going to be tough to read. Don't read it. Just listen to it because there's a lot of big words and there's a lot of compound sentences. Just tie your shoes. Okay, tie your shoes and get up. And these are people from depression, like deep, deep depression that he has helped just get through, just show up, just day to day. That's it. Action's going to happen. You know, you're going to start picking up some weights if you show up at the gym. And then you're going to start becoming a routine where it's weird that you don't go or you don't make calls. So the reason I'm actually not making Facebook calls is that I put a lot of time into it and I put a lot of energy into it. And honestly, I need to put that into the business. So I'm going to see how it goes. You know, obviously just by myself. I still have my accountability calendar for 2018. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there is an accountability calendar. So that calendar is how many times I actually go and track it and everything like that. So guys, any questions, let me know. And obviously Facebook Live tomorrow, or Facebook Live, YouTube Live tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about it might be about the 3,000 subscribers lesson. It might be. I'm still contemplating whether I should do that or not on Friday or on Monday, because I learned a lot. I learned a lot. So have an awesome day. Talk to you guys soon. Leave your comments, subscribe to the video, share the video. Let's get this word out there. Let's get some shit going. Stop adding time to things. Do the smallest thing today. The smallest little thing. That email consistently, as Erwin is doing to for sale by owners, or that one hi. Do you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? And you consistently say that to people because you don't know what to say or because you want to get into a relationship. Just consistently say, "Wow, do you know what time it is? Is it? Oh, okay, cool." And that's it. And then walk away. And then after that, great day out. You know, now I go situational. Situational, if I want to meet someone, I just say, I don't know, weather or holy cat. And I make it a joke, but it's taken me quite a long time to get there. All right. So have an awesome day. Subscribe to the video. See you guys soon. See you guys tomorrow.